Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Regular viewers will know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Well, today we're taking a brief look, well, more of an introduction look at a camera that I recently purchased, which is the rather minuscule Canon M50, and here it is. Now, many people, if not all of you, would have heard of the Canon M50. When it came out, everyone was really excited about it, mainly for vloggers, because it has the articulating screen, like so, for obviously when you're filming yourself, and the fact that it films in 4K. But when it was released, there was many people really disappointed with the way Canon had implemented the 4K mode. And I'm not going to go into great detail today, but I didn't buy it for the 4K filming or for the 4K vlogging. I've had a go at vlogging, it's not really my scene. I'm still going to do a bit more of it, and I've got many cameras for doing that with, but it's not really my scene. I bought it because I've been looking for a long time, a really compact, of which this is, a really compact little camera that takes great stills for when we go out and about. I always take two cameras. I give one to my fiance and then I have the other one. And they're quite heavy. I mean, I take my Nikon Z6, which I absolutely love. I'm filming with both my Z6s today. I've got my close-up shot on one of my Z6s with the 85mm G lens, the Nikon 85 SG lens, 1.8 lens, adapted with the FTZ adapter. And then on the other, the wide shot is filming with my Nikon Z6 and my 24-70 Z mount lens. But I wanted something really compact as well, because, you know, when you're going out for fun, you don't want to be lugging around, you know, heavy cameras. And the Z6 is just a bit too heavy for my fiance. So she's been using the Fujis, gets on really well with the Fujis. But I thought, let's try something different. I always like to try different things. So I decided to go with the Canon M50. And I went for this because I wanted something with good image quality, but compact. And that sort of combination is very difficult to find. I have got the Olympus OM1 EMD EM1 Mark the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II. I really do find these names a pain in the butt. And this is the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II. It is compact. It's got a wonderful grip. It's got my favourite grip of all cameras. I just love that grip. And even with my hands, it is small, but it's not too small. My little finger does slip underneath, but nothing drastic. And I thought, oh, I'll carry on using this. But for Mandy, even this is a bit overkill. It's still heavy. Heavier, sorry, it's not heavy, it's heavier than the Canon, and it's got loads of function buttons, controls, dials. It's more for the professional user as opposed to the amateur. And Mandy is an amateur in the strictest sense of the word. She loves taking photographs and comes back with some really good photos, but she don't want to be mucking around with all the settings. So I thought maybe the OM1 isn't the ideal camera. Also, it's micro four thirds sensor, so it does suffer a wee bit in low light. And I thought, okay, what else is there? And I'd read so much about and watched on YouTube so much about the Canon M50, and here it is. And it blew me away when I saw the size of it, because it is dinky. It's probably not that easy to tell on video, you know, but I mean, that's the top plate. As I say, it's not easy to tell. I haven't got anything to hand that's really big. And you can compare it with the Olympus. And you can still see even compared it with the Olympus, the Canon is, now even then you see, you can't really tell easily, but that is, you know, a lot smaller. But trust me, this one is light. It's got no weight to it whatsoever. And I thought, I wonder how good that is. When I saw it in the shop, I thought, I wonder how good that is. Ignoring its video capabilities for now, I thought, will it do me for taking great stills? And I tell you what, even with its kit lens, I'll show you in a minute, even with its kit lens, they're really, really good. The kit lens is really sharp. For a kit lens, you know, I was completely amazed. I went out and purchased the Canon 11-22 lens. So taking into account Canon's 1.6 crop factor, that's going to be what, 28 to, no, 24 to 70, is it? No, 11-22, 24 to 35 something, I'm not sure, we can look it up. But it's in APS-C terms, it's an 11-22. That's nice and sharp. The camera, as I said earlier, has got the articulating screen, which is absolutely marvellous. It's got a proper on-off switch. I do like that. It's a little touch, but you're not going to knock it when it's in the camera bag. So you've got a proper on-off switch there, which appeals to me for some bizarre reason. Don't know why, but it does. So there's your on-off switch. And mode dial, that's pretty traditional these days, isn't it? Having a mode dial on the top. It's only got the one control dial for adjusting your apertures or your shutter speeds or whatever. But I've actually got used to the way the touchscreen works, because the Canon touchscreens are excellent. I will give Canon credit where credit's due. They've implemented the touch screen beautifully, and I really like that. Very nice to use, actually. Even though it is a compact camera, it's got very few function buttons. In fact, I've only found one, which is at the top there. And I've assigned that to the focus modes. And I'll explain why I've set it to the focus modes in a moment. But I've set that to the focus modes because if you want to adjust things like ISO and that kind of malarkey, I found it's so easy just to hit, I don't know, so you can see that screen there. You can hit the ISO button, then you can either turn the dial on the top here to adjust the ISO, or you just use that. And I normally leave it set to auto ISO, and I find that works really well. So I don't have an issue with setting the ISO that way. Exposure compensation, you can either hit that and then that adjust the exposure compensation. Hit it again to take it off. I mean, you do have to get your head around sometimes, because some of these buttons you have to hit them twice. For example, the exposure compensation, when you hit it, that will adjust the exposure compensation, but it won't go back to adjusting the aperture if you don't hit it again. So, you know, but if you want to adjust the exposure compensation, you can also just touch the screen. You can see the exposure going up and down just using the exposure comp. So, you know, it's actually, I'm pretty impressed with the way Canon have implemented a small camera, but still making it nice and flexible to use, you know. And the reason why I've set the focus points to this menu button, because on the touchscreen, to adjust the focus points, you would have to go through various other menus and what have you. And I find that, you know, pain in the butt. I want to be able to hit it once, and there we go, single point, zone, or area focusing. I have found the face detector only works in the wide area setting, which is fine. Single point is good. Again, with single point, you can either use the joystick by pushing that button in, that button there, and there isn't a joystick, sorry, pushing that button there, and then using the pad to move, I don't think you'll see that, but using that to move a focus point, or, as I think most people will do, you just touch the screen, and that, can you see that? If you touch the screen, that moves the focus point. So, you know, from that point of view, is excellent. 11 to 22 lens is really good. It's nice and sharp. Well, again, I'll give Canon credit there. You know, they've got a dinky little camera, but it's 24.1 megapixel sensor in a really dinky little body. You know, it is only, you know, it is a full APS-C sensor inside there. That you might not realise it based on the fact it's a really dinky body. Apparently it's the same sensor as the Canon 80D or D80. 80D, isn't it? These manufacturers, they're half confused me, I tell you. You've got the Nikons with their 70Ds, 80Ds, 90Ds in the old days. But now Canon has got like the 80Ds, it's the other way around, the 80s, whatever, I don't know. Gets confused, I just get confused, maybe it's my age. So, yeah, nice dinky setup. The nice thing with the screen, when you fold it back, it's protected. Again, that's just, you know, very simple. But the only thing I don't like about these articulating screens, I've said it before, is when you want to just do it like, say for example, you want to do a shot from above or you want to do a shot from below, you have to bring the screen out and then do it that way. It's not protected by the back of the camera body as they are with the Sonys and Nikons and all the others. I find I get a bit nervous if I'm like that, thinking, oh, am I going to break the screen, you know, if you knock it or whatever. But minor point, because obviously when you're photographing yourself or you're vlogging, that is brilliant. And with the 11-22 lens, that's ace, because it gives you a good wide view. You know, I'm well impressed with that. And, you know, I haven't tried video on it yet, although most people that have bought, well, from looking at YouTube videos, the majority of people who are buying this camera are buying it for video and for vlogging. And there's good reason for that. It's got really good quality 1080. I've played with it, so I can tell you it has got really good quality 1080. And crucially, what so many of these small cameras are lacking is a mic jack. So you have got your mic jack on the side there for plug-in, you know, a Rode video mic go in. I would use these little Rode wireless go mics. I'm loving these Rode wireless go mics, and put a little transmitter on the top, and away you go. But yeah, so that's basically, you know, a quick introduction to the Canon EOS M50. As I say, lacking manual controls, but so much of it is so easily adjusted by the touchscreen. So that doesn't, you know, I thought it would bother me, but it doesn't bother me. Now, image quality is fabulous on this camera. I'm absolutely blown away by how good the images are coming off this little APS-C sensor. And as I said, you know, such a small camera to take out and about with you, and knowing that you could come back with some really credible images. These were just taken in my garden. As I've had this camera like a couple of days, but you can see that is so nice and sharp. Even when you zoom in tight, the sharpness is absolutely glorious, you know. And this is the kit lens. I mean, if you can get this from a kit lens, you know, just goes to show what you could get from, you know, higher quality lenses. I'll quickly show you what you get from the 11-22. But you can see here, they're absolutely... I mean, I haven't picked any of these out. I haven't sort of, you know, gone through them, but just picking them at random. And even a certain amount of bokeh there. But, you know, absolutely wonderful. That one it missed, which was a shame. Interestingly, this is Canon's own software. I'm going to talk about this at another point, but I adore this software for one thing only. You can pick out your focus points. Look at that little red, well, you can't see it so clearly on that picture, but it shows you the focus point. If you click that focus area, you can see this, can you see this red square that goes around there? So you can see that's where it's focused on, a little red square going around the image there. Great, isn't it? But look how sharp it is. This Canon software is a free download off Canon's website, and it's a RAW converter and RAW editor. I highly recommend anyone who's using Canon cameras to actually download it. I've had to download it because Luminar 3, as much as I love, won't read Canon CR3 files or CR2 files. At the moment it won't, and neither will OM1. I've tried it with OM1 as well, that doesn't. But this software is great. Yeah, so it hasn't picked the focus sharp there. But in general, a bit of camera movement there, so the shutter speed is too low. But look, you know, 8 or 9 times out of 10, it's just, I just can't believe it. It just really does nail it. If we have a quick look at the Canon 11-22 lens, where are we? Canon I can't find it. It was there because I saw it earlier. Oh, there we go. Canon 11-22. Right. Let's just click all of them. Quick look. Yeah, a bit of camera movement there, but let's look at it. It's just nailing it. Absolutely amazing. You see all the focus points where the camera's picked up? Isn't that a great little... Why can't all software do that? I've said this for such a long time. I've been away doing photographs and I come back and think, why isn't that pin sharp? Have I missed the focus point? But this software here will tell you whether you've missed the focus point. You know, you just see on a red square on a red flower, but and there's camera movement there, so the shutter speed was too slow. That's operator error as opposed to camera error. Oh, same there as well. So these were taken as the sun was going down, admittedly. Oh, it's hardly any there with the 11-22, because I haven't had it long enough. But yeah, so that is my initial thoughts on the Canon EOS M50. Now, it doesn't take the standard Canon EF lenses or VFS lenses. You have to get the adapter. I'm not going to bother with that because I just like the fact that it's such a compact little unit. So HDMI out on the side. Probably won't need that. I probably won't need that because of the screen. You can actually see what you're filming by using the screen. So from that point of view, pretty well made. You know, it's not going to match the likes of my Nikons or even the higher end Canons. It's a cheap camera, you know, but I don't feel that it's going to, you know, fall apart on me at all. I really don't. The grip is, you know, it's a nice grip. It really is, you know, a nice grip. I think Canon have put a lot of thought into this camera. And the record button is in a sensible place. I know it was slated by reviewers, but it's a shame because I really like it. And I'm not a big Canon fan, but I really do like it. I haven't yet tried it with video, so that would be a separate video on what the video quality is like. I'm thinking, you know, the fact that I've got this 11-22 lens on, in 4K it crops massively. But let's just see, manual, let's go with that. I don't know if that's set to 4K or whether that isn't set to 4K, but oh, that probably is 4K because that's heavily cropped. But even so, and it's very dark, but it would be because I've not set it up right. Even with that heavy crop, with this 11-22 lens, that's pretty comfortable. That's not bad at all. But you do lose your dual pixel autofocus in 4K mode. I'm going to do some tests anyway and let you know what I think. Apparently in 1080 as a vlogger, the dual pixel autofocus is phenomenal and it's the best out there. Although people are saying the Sonys are now much better, or a bit better, you know, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to do some more tests with the video, see what that's like. But as far as stills are concerned, yeah, I'm absolutely got no complaints with the stills whatsoever, none at all. You know, still get me head around this Canon software, but yeah, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. There's a focus point. Now a focus point, let's zoom out. All right, so the focus points on that one, you see, is just around sort of the edge of the, I don't know what it is, whatever that is. So yeah, it's good. Very nifty little bit of software. It's a bit convoluted the way it works, parts of it work. You have to go in and out of lots of things, but it's a free download for heaven's sake. So there we go. That's my early thoughts on the Canon M50 mirrorless camera. Nice, I mean, it's quite sexy looking as well, actually. The little Canon M50. I hope you found this review of some use. Please hit the subscribe button if you do find my channel useful, and hit the like button if you found this video useful. As I say, this is purely an introduction video to this particular camera. I will be doing a more in-depth look at its video features and a bit more into its photo features. But this is an overall one, so thanks very much for watching. Hope you found it useful, and stay tuned for more videos, or scan through the channel for more videos relating to photography and video. So once again, thanks very much. Bye for now.